Welcome to my channel. It's scary to think that something could be lurking in your closet, especially if it's in your child's closet. But what's even scarier is that your child might be telling you the truth, and you just don't believe them. That was the case for one Reddit user whose son's terrifying story took a very dark turn. I'm your host, and this is Story 22, The Face in the Closet. A boy cried every night. His parents thought it was just a nightmare, but the screaming grew worse and worse. So finally they did something about it. When my son was 4, he started crying every night around 3 a.m. My husband and I would comfort him and check if he had a nightmare, change his diaper and sing to him until he went back to sleep. It was a bit annoying, but we thought it was just a phase. One night we heard him screaming at the top of his lungs. It sounded like he was in pain. We rushed into his room and asked what happened. He was pointing at his closet and kept saying someone was in there. Of course, we told him there was no one in there and that he was just dreaming. After that, we left and he eventually went back to sleep. My husband and I thought it was strange, but we just put it down to an overactive imagination. However, the next night he screamed again, and then the night after that, he screamed again. So my husband and I decided enough was enough. I set up a small camera in the corner of the room, facing his closet. I was determined to find out if there really was someone in there or if my son was just making it up. The night before, I confronted my son about the camera. Told him it was just a special lamp that watches over him while he sleeps. Thank God I lied. Because if he knew it was a camera, he probably wouldn't have cooperated. That night was the worst yet. Around 12:30 a.m., my son started screaming and begging us not to turn off the lights. Of course, we didn't know what to do. We just stood there watching the monitor as the closet door slowly creaked open. A very pale hand curled around the frame. Then a face leaned out of the darkness. It was gaunt and stretched, and its smile was way too wide. My son had stopped screaming by now and was shaking under the blanket. He must have been absolutely terrified. The face watched him for what felt like hours. Then at around 3 a.m., it slid out of the closet and onto the edge of the bed. In the morning after, of course, not sleeping at all, we got the footage from the camera. It wasn't just watching him. It came out of the closet at 3 a.m. and sat on the edge of the bed. If you like scary stories, stay tuned for more.